Bucks County Guild of Craftsmen exhibition and sale at Hicks Art Center Gallery with the artist Annette Debevec. So welcome, Annette. You're welcome. So we have 4 of your ceramic pieces in here in the show, and they are all have plants in them, featured as painted on them. These are hosta leaves. This is hydrangeas, poppies, and then red begonias. So, can you tell us about where the inspiration comes from? Maybe nature or flower design?
Right. I like the flowing shapes and organic lines and the colors in nature. It's so beautiful, to just walk around and see what's growing. And sometimes I'll take photos and I'll go back to them later to create designs. And I have always loved to paint and draw since I was as long as I can remember. So I've been kind of fusing that love with my pottery lately.
Nice. And did you go to like an art school or?
I took art education.
Okay.
Way back when. And I was an art teacher for quite a few years. And I didn't really get into pottery as far as doing my own work. I would teach kids to do it. But it wasn't something I was passionate about until recently.
Oh, wow.
So about 2012, I needed to retire from teaching to care for my husband. And just for kind of mental health reasons, I took a wheel throwing class. And I wasn't able to do wheel throwing as a college student. But boy, I took to it then. And it was kind of like I was old enough and wise enough to tell the clay what to do. And I could do what I wanted. And I just became really interested and just learned it, just tried to learn everything I could. So it's a fairly recent love, and I now have a studio in my home, and I just love creating shapes, and then not on everything, but on things now and then when I feel like it, I'll put a graphic design and do painting.
Right. And is your studio nearby Newtown then?
I live in Ivyland, actually,
Okay.
just in a little condo.
Okay.
So I have a small studio in my basement.
Nice.
Yes.
And there's a uniformity to your pieces that is very aspirational, I'm sure, for some people that might find wheel throwing a little difficult. How long did it take you, do you think, to sort of get a handle on that uniformity that you've achieved in your pieces?
As far as wheel throwing the forms?
Yeah.
It didn't take too long. I had some good teachers. I learned at the community art center in Southmont.
Oh, okay.
And I had several really good teachers that took the time to show me.
Right.
And I worked there for probably about 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And became an associate and became pretty proficient.
Sure.
Then I moved to Bucks County in 2020, plus with the pandemic. It just was big changes for me.
Sure.
So I had to move away from that studio, but by then I felt confident enough to work on my own.
Right. This piece in particular, I find quite remarkable. It's got this scene of poppies, and then there's this sort of river or stream near the poppies, and they even go to like above the sort of the top of this vessel. Was there something in particular about a scene or poppies in general that you?
Well, I think they're beautiful, and they also grow in the fields, which is fun. And I had actually made, I was commissioned to do a mug for a client that had something similar to this.
Okay.
worse conditions, but still thriving.
Okay.
And so rocky, you know, just kind of out in whatever scene that they ended up in. And so I took that idea a little bit farther when I did this and a couple other pieces. Just covered the whole thing, yeah.
And how long have you been part of the Bucks County Guild of Craftsmen?
Well, I moved to Bucks County in 2020, so probably about 2021.
Okay.
And before that, I belonged to Haverford, the guild down there.
Oh, yeah. So this one's more close.
This is closer. I haven't been to all that track.
Right. And how do you feel about like the camaraderie and like is there like I went to the one meeting and it was really great the way people could bring work to discuss it and show it. So
That was great. And I think that the members there are all interested in helping each other. It's not just about making myself, you know, thrive, but it's the guild. We're interested in promoting each other as a guild. So that's kind of how I look at it. I think it's fun to not just be about your own work, but to participate in a group thing like this. This show is great. I'm really glad to be a part of it.
That's awesome. So glad for you to be a part of it. And like historically, with guilds, you know, it was usually like one person sort of leading it, and then like the sort of craftspeople didn't really have a say. They became experts, but I think the guild idea has changed so much over the years.
I don't think people are interested in having one person in charge.
Right.
You know, it's better to have everyone have some say as much as they want to have, which is kind of how it is.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about is the lidded jar. This piece I find really just beautiful to look at, but then also the way the lid fits on there is perfect, and but yet there's this sort of sound that the piece makes when you put it on. It makes you like sort of slow down a little bit, and but then also the idea of vessels in general and jars. Was there any kind of connection to like historical jars or the way what you put in it per se?
Well, I like the idea that they're useful. You know, before I would do painting and drawing and making and such, and the things would hang on the wall, and that's fine. And I love wall-hung art, obviously. But right now, the appeal to making a three-dimensional, useful piece appeals to me because it's something that someone can pick up and use in their daily life and make the sound that it makes and put things in it.
Sure.
And if it breaks, you can make some more.
Right.
But I like that someone that connects with a piece that I made enough to take it home can take it home and use it. And it's part of their daily life, and it brings something beautiful into their home.
That's great. That's a good reason to make such fantastic work. Do you have like a favorite flower that you've gone to repeatedly?
I've gone back to the Begonia a lot because I like the leaf shape and I like the colors, and you can do a lot with them. And plus, I like to plant them.
Oh, good. Do you garden that or a little bit?
A little bit. I just have a small deck now.
Right.
So they're on my small deck.
Yeah.
During the summer. It's
Right.
It's the one flower I still have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're remarkable plants. They're pretty hardy, but yet very beautiful at the same time. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us your work and how you feel about it, how you make it, and yeah, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for watching, and eventually we'll put this on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah. What does it say now?
It says it's still live. Should get it.
at the end. Yeah.